Ms. Bohm, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you're here in divorce court today?
So I'm here because Jamar has kind of a drinking problem. I feel like it's really taken a toll on our relationship. All the problems that we have stem from the alcohol.
Okay. When did you first discern that Mr. Adair might have a drinking problem?
In the very beginning, I couldn't tell because everybody kind of likes to drink. Like, he likes to drink. I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. But about 6 months into our relationship, I had planned like a birthday dinner for him. Made the reservation. I was all cute. I made some little handmade gifts. It was just so thoughtful. And he didn't show up. It was like 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. He did not show up. And didn't hear from him till the next day. Found out that he got too drunk with his friends, passed out, and just didn't come out.
Mr. Adair, did you get too drunk to show up at your own birthday party?
Yeah, I intended to come.
Right.
That was the plan. Right. I did do a little bit much that night, and had a few drinks and got a little carried away that night. I have to admit that. Yeah.
Is that unusual?
Meaning, is it unusual as in, is that irregular or irregular
Well, yeah,
behavior?
is it unusual for you to get so drunk that you don't show up where
It's a rarity for me to get that far, get that drunk.
Okay. Ms. Bohm, why don't you give me other examples of instances that demonstrates that he does, in fact, have a problem with alcohol?
A month after that, I had been texting him, and he told me he was going out with his friends. I'm like, okay, be safe, whatever. Didn't hear from him for the majority of the night. I got really worried. Like, I thought that something really bad happened. Found out that he got like a DUI. He lost his car. And then about 2 months after that, he moved in with me. And I kind of started noticing like he wasn't getting up on time. He was like not showing up to work some days because he was too hungover. And so I realized like, okay, maybe this is a little more severe than I thought.
So why you let him move in with you? If you already know that you're responsible crashing cars with DUIs, then why you do that? You ain't have to do that. Let's hear what she has to say.
One night I came home from work about 5 o'clock, and he was working overnights. He was supposed to work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And he was passed out, like still in his clothes from the night before at work. And I had to like shake him. I was like, get up, like you gotta go to work. Come on, get up. And as soon as he woke up, he was still like drunk. He was calling me out of my name. He was just sloppy. And it might come as a surprise, but he didn't get to work on time. He got fired, didn't have a job for a month. You know, I had to kind of support everything. So
were you living together at that time?
Yes.
Mr. Adair, did all that happen?
That is partially correct.
Okay, you give it to me correctly.
There's a thing that she's leaving out. She's an enabler as well.
All right.
Bro, that's your responsibility. I don't care what you about to say. If you can't get up on time for work, it ain't no she's an enabler. You have the decision, bro. It starts with you. It starts with you. Your choices and everything, bro, that start with you. We got chill. She bought the drink and I knew that the drink was there. That didn't mean that you had to drink it. Or, nah, bro. No.
Right.
I do have the drinking problem, which I'll admit, and I didn't realize it until the situation as far as losing jobs and things like that. But if you are getting off work at 3 a.m. as a bartender and you have to go out after you get off work and have a couple drinks, get home at 8 in the morning, and expect to hold me to the same standard.
But we're talking about stories where I'm at work, so I'm not there. I come home.
Well, how is that enabling you, though? She's just going out drinking. She's not bringing it home. So how does that enable you?
Well, that's another aspect of it. There are times when she'll have some friends, just for instance, maybe a month or so ago, had some friends come from out of town. The alcoholic is at home, minding his business, not being an alcoholic. And she brings some alcohol home with some friends. I mean, if that's not enabling.
But what do I tell you, though? I tell you, hey, don't feel obligated to kick it with us. Like, you can go to sleep. We'll be quiet.
But now, wait a minate. That's like saying, you know, you got a drug addict in here. Hey, I got some drugs here, but don't feel obligated. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Does it?
No, but...
Do you believe he's an alcoholic?
I do, yeah.
What does that mean?
It means that he has an addiction to alcohol.
And he can't control it.
He's
not in charge of his body.
Yeah.
The booze is. So why would you bring something that dictates to him what he should do into his environment?
yellow.
That's valid. I mean, I shouldn't do that, but it was only like 1 or 2 times that happened. The majority of the issue is like when he's on his own time, like when he has
That's when he
full
truly
control
gets
over
lit.
his choices. Exactly. Like if he's coming home from work, sometimes he'll pick up like some beers and come home and drink until he passes out. That's not me. That's his own choices that he's making.
Mr. Adair, you do understand that that's between you and your addiction and not a function of what she's doing.
I do understand, and a lot of the reasons why I do drink is because of the stresses. You know, I have a daughter and things like that, and the fact that
How does that drive you to drink?
well, you know, just a lot of responsibility. It was a situation that was kind of unexpected. I slept with someone early on before Sarah and I started seeing each other, and that whole process, the stress of finding out that there was a child in the picture and all that good stuff, just makes you, sometimes you need just a little a reliever. You know, after you get off work, you may want to, you know, unplug, and sometimes I charge up a little bit when I unplug, if you know what I mean.
Now, I get you.
Charge up.
Life is full of stress. I mean, everybody in here's got a story to tell. And I'm not saying that you don't have stress, and I'm not saying that you're not an alcoholic, and I'm not saying it's all your fault, but I'm saying that stress is a part of life.
And sometimes
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead,
But
go ahead.
sometimes I think that he causes his own stress. You know,
How's
like
that?
There have been times where like one time I came home and the front door was not only unlocked, it was open. I come home and I'm like, what's going on? Like, Jamar's been home all night. Why is the front door open? Like, what's happening? I walk into our bedroom and he's passed out on the bed and he was like gray. Like, I thought he was dead. And it was scary. And I'm like shaking him. I'm like, no, this cannot happen. You know, I was freaking out. And once I wake him up, he was angry that I woke him up out of his sleep. And I'm like, but you left the front door open and you're passed out and I thought you were dead. Like, how can you be mad at me right now? And so like these things compile on top of each other, and then he drinks because he's stressed about the fact that he drinks. And like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
yeah, no, it's a vicious cycle, and
yeah.
you can't get out of it.
That woman care about you, bro. She watch everything you do, every move you make. I'm telling you, bro, they keep a mental notebook, or it might be a real notebook. On July the 19th, he drunk until he passed out. The next week, he drunk again and he passed out, and then he turned a certain color. They're the ones that you need around, bro. The one that's caring. She cares about you and your life and your well-being. And another thing, damn, look at me. I don't remember, like, it wasn't an attacking thing. Like, she ain't make him feel bad about it or try to make him small. She just bringing it up that it's an issue, bro. She cool with me. I ain't got no problem with Miss Bohem.
Mr. Adair, would you care to correct any of that, or
I mean, well, shit,
address it?
that is a true story. I mean, that did happen. But the thing is, like, I'm in a position where I'm going through some procedures, taking some treatment, taking some classes, and I have been more responsible lately. Granted, there are times where we all backslide a little bit, and I've had those instances. But there is a point to where she is also responsible for some of these things. And once we can come to level ground to not have alcohol be as big of a factor in our life, I think it'll be easier for both of us not to have the pressure of dealing with the substances and things like that.
Okay,
Listen.
well, we've talked about the alcohol for a while now. Now I want to turn the page and talk about why you believe Mr. Adair is cheating. So, Ms. Bohm, why do you believe Mr. Adair is cheating on you?
Because he has cheated in the past. We were early on in the relationship still. It was like 6 months into it. Probably
6 months
around
in?
the time where he was having a bunch of drinking problems. He was just doing a lot. And so one night I had like this weird dream and he was in it and it woke me up and I was like, I just have a bad feeling. I don't know what's going on. Lo and behold, he texted me. He's like, hey, I have something to tell you. And I'm like, what could that be? Like, I already knew. And he's like, I went over to this girl's house. We didn't have sex, but like we did sexual things. And I'm like, wow, you know, like I understand that drinking can inebriate your judgment or whatever, but like the fact that he's done that before kind of makes me question stuff. And I'm pretty chill about things. Like, I'm okay with you having friends that are girls, you know, like I encourage that. Absolutely. Have friends of all
This 6
kinds.
months in.
Yeah. And like there was another time that I woke up in the middle of the night. I knew he was texting this girl that he was friends with, and I was cool with it. Like, I didn't have any reason to be like, weird about it. But I woke up and he was gone. And I check on my phone and I just see the little car
going away, yeah.
It's driving up into the boondocks. And I'm like, you're spending my money to take a ride to go see this girl at 1 in the morning. And then he comes back at like 6 a.m. saying they didn't do anything. I'm
So,
like,
can you tell me about this young lady?
So the situation that she's referring to, when I made a mistake, had an intimate encounter with
A young lady.
a young lady that I know. That was something that before Sari and I had some relationships with people that weren't as healthy. So I was in a position to where I was kind of like still not fully invested, but still trying to like show some consistency, and I was being inconsistent. So, and my mind wasn't fully committed.
He was
So
like,
that
he couldn't decide.
that happened because I was the state of mind I was in. I wasn't really fully invested. That was a mistake. Now, the situation with the girl, it was her money that I did spend to get the ride. And I did go over to the young lady's house, friends, you know, nothing happened, but I'm not cheating. I can guarantee you that I'm not cheating.
Knowingly.
I'm not
When you
cheating.
get inebriated, you're not quite sure what exactly goes down, correct?
I've only had like maybe 2 instances where I've been inebriated beyond like being able to remember. But these particular situations, like, I'm together enough to be able to know what's going on.
Know what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna move on to the next subject. You say that, you know, not only is he drinking, not only do I think he's, you know, ride sharing about to see other women, that the sex life at home has slowed to nothing.
Bro, you can't be out here busting up a cheese and you ain't putting it down. Bro, fellas, you gotta take care of home first, bro. Take care of home first. Don't even do all of that extra stuff. Spend that extra time. Well, you ain't gotta listen to me. Don't listen to me, bro. Who am I? I would spend that extra time creating more money, trying to make more things happen within the household. I'm telling you, man, that game don't love you back. After you might hit 30 on them in one night. Ain't no confetti going bust from the ceiling. Ain't nobody going to high five you or nothing like that. And it's cool. Like, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But I tell y'all once and I tell y'all again, cheating is a rich man sport, bro. That is a rich man sport, and you can partake and you can play within it all that you like, bro. But you either gonna be wasting time, money, or both, bro. Wise man once told me, you can lose money chasing women, you will never lose women chasing money. And it don't mean chase money all your life and money is the end of all. No, I'm not saying that, bro. But just make better decisions, bro. If you already got something lined up, take care of what you got lined up. That way, if the house of cards do come crumbling down, well, at least you was doing what you had to do at the crib. You can't be out here violating on all levels, bro. Knock it off.
So tell me about your intimacy level. You say it's non-existent.
Yeah, we're just not on the same page at all. I feel like there's no passion there, and I think part of it is like I'm physically attracted to him, but it's hard to be attracted to somebody when they can't even get up for work on time. Like, I'm like, how can I get that passionate emotional feel when like it's just sloppy?
He's an ongoing sloppy problem.
Yeah. But I've tried to bring the sexy back a little bit. You know, one time I made like a special trip after work. I got some lingerie. It was like lacy and, you know, the cheeks was out and, you know, like I was ready. So he walks in the door and he's just like, oh, you look good, babe. And I'm like, I look good? That's it? Like, I look good? That's it. And then, like, he went and grabbed a beer out of the fridge and plops down on the couch. I'm like, well, have sex with your beer then. See how that goes over for you.
Mr. Adair, do you recall that circumstance?
I do recall that circumstance, but here's the thing. Like, we all have needs, of course. We have a higher appetite sometimes for sex, a higher drive. So
she's not complaining about that.
I know, but see, the thing is with the mistakes that I've made, and sometimes she look at me as like, when I do make passes or I do try to be intimate, she kind of, you know, throws the cold shoulder, treats me like a bum sometimes. So when you decided it's on your time, right? You're ready for me, so now I'm just supposed to give you what you, and it don't work like that, Judge. I'm sorry. So at that particular instance,
Because she's refused you in the past, and now
and
on
I'm
this
supposed to just
particular
be
day, she
ready and
decides
willing,
she's
yeah,
ready.
when it's
Do you
she's
understand
ready.
why she's refused you in the past?
I do understand.
It's hard to be romantically involved with a guy who's just sloppy drunk. She's got to treat you like you're 5. You got to close the door for you. She got to wake you up. She finds you in the closet with your blankie. It's hard. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's not romantic. It's not an aphrodisiac. It doesn't make you say, not at all.
True.
Yeah. But I've tried. Like, I've tried. You know what I mean?
So has she refused sex for an extended period of time?
It's always, I'm not in the mood or I'm sleep. She gives these excuses, and I'm like, okay, and I take it as being, that is what it is.
You still have concerns that he still has feelings for his ex, though, don't you?
Yes.
Why is that?
This was earlier on, too. We had like a little getaway weekend together. It was a great time. We were in the car, and there was just like an R&B station on or something, and I'm just looking out the window. I'm like, that was such a good time. Like, wow, that was so fun. I look over, and he's sobbing. And I'm like, are you crying because you love me so much? Like, that has to be it. No, I asked him what was wrong, and he's like, I miss my best friend, bro. And I'm like, who's your best friend? Did something happen? Did somebody pass away? He's like, I miss my ex, bro. And I'm like...
He called you bro?
Well, like, just the way he was saying it. I don't know if he called me bro or what.
But it was
Man, you need to let bro go. You gotta let bro go. Listen, anybody, that's my thing. That action, you go. Because we've all had them. Everybody done had an ex or a relationship that ain't work out or something like that, bro. But once you start bringing that into what we got going on, it's like, man, listen, I ain't really trying to deal with all of that. I know that's like that for me. I'm not trying to deal with all of that. Like, if that's where you still mentally attached and all of that, then it's fine, cool. I appreciate you for letting me know. But yeah, holler at me when you available, because you not available. Now you gotta look at the things that people do and the things that people say and really take that into consideration. Now she going through it with the mindset, oh, you crying because you love me, thinking that the song made him realize how much of a good woman or person she is when he really thinking about the woman before you. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. We don't compete. There's no competition. We don't do the competing, bro. We don't do the competing. You got your ex, then, hey.
It was a bro vibe.
It wasn't as dramatic.
Because he wanted me to be like, oh, it's going to be okay. She'll come back. Or something like that.
Did you
What do
whine
want me
to your
say?
new woman about missing your
want me to
old
say?
woman?
It wasn't that dramatic. It wasn't that dramatic. We listened to a song, and the song, kind of took me to a place, and a couple tears went down, and she happened to look over when the tear had started.
Came on down.
So
just bad timing.
Yeah, it was just bad timing. I'd have, it would have been just a done moment, but I wanted to be honest with her, and at that point, I was feeling like I needed to be more invested in the relationship with her.
Okay.
And
I got you.
And it was just,
I get it. I understand completely. And I got something to say. Hey, I am no expert on alcoholism, but I will say this. I don't think you can dabble yourself into a cure. I think you really have to commit yourself to it. That's number one. Number two, until you have committed yourself to a cure and stop drinking alcohol, you better put down the keys to that car. You have absolutely no right whatsoever to be behind the wheels of a car in a state of inebriation and putting us all at risk. None whatsoever. Ain't no joke, ain't nothing funny. No right. You got that part?
I hear you.
If you were my daughter, they would be pulling me off you right now. I'd be smacking you in the head. Listen, 6 months in, his cat's sloppy drunk, DUI, crying over his ex. Why is it that women don't know when to leave? You didn't have anything invested in him. You don't have kids together. I mean, is the last free guy in your city? I don't know. But I just don't understand. There's nothing to recommend him. You'll like him. He's cute. I don't know if he's good in bed or not.
Women date off of potential, bro. Well, not all women, but the majority of them. Oh, well, he's a good-looking guy. He has the potential. He can do this, and if I just stick around, maybe if I'll help him build, man, they be in fucking la la land, bro. They be in la la land. Meanwhile, that clock. Tick 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 tick. That time gonna keep rolling by. You gonna look up and be like, damn, bro, why was I with him for 24? I mean, I said 24. Shit, some of them stay with him for 24 years, 4 years, 10, or whatever the case may be, bro. I'm telling you, and pay attention to who you dealing with in the beginning. They gonna show you. Of course, after the, opening doors and taking you out and all of that stuff, that's gonna taper off. But pay attention. Pay attention. It's really going to come to the light.
But you can get that anywhere.
Yeah.
Why commit your life to a person who is so addicted to his substance that he can't get up for work? Why stick it out when you've got nothing invested? I just don't understand that. I get woman after woman after woman coming in here putting up with all kinds of you could do bad all by you. I'd rather be alone. He comes in drunk, leaves the door open, somebody comes in and rapes you. What is that? He's not responsible. He's not caring for you. He's pointing at everybody but the cat in the mirror. Oh, then she's telling him she loves him. Now I'm just done. Do what you want to. But when you wake up 5 years from now and this stuff is all jacked up, remember, I told you so, because I told you so. This matter is adjourned.
So you want to make this work?
I do.
Of course.
I believe in him, and I just want him to, I just want him to tap into the potential that I see, because they're.
But I fucking said it, man, and I say it again, bro. I'm telling you, they be going off of potential, bro. Oh, he has the potential in 10, 15 years, maybe if I just stay down and da-da-da. Everybody want to stay down. Everybody want to stay down until they figure out that they ain't coming up. You not coming up. You not coming up. You done stayed down. Man, bro, I ain't lying to y'all. I ain't lying. And it's Chris. She cool, bro. She cool. Hey, listen, if you want to have female friends, hey, no problem. She don't really have no issues, but she going to inherit his issues because she dating off her potential, and that shit will you every time. Every time. Every time, bro. Listen to your boy. Listen to me.
There is, he doesn't have to let that addiction control him.
Right. What are you willing to do now in order to prove to her that, you're there for her? She wants you, man. She's in love with you.
I mean, simple as, just being sober. And at the end of the day, if that's what I need to do to continue, the future with Sari, then that's hands down, it's done.
They chose to stay together, huh? Positive, everything will work out. Fix the cracks. Stop trying to fix. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that video, man. The family is always love. Don't waste that time. Don't waste that time. I'm telling y'all, bro, I promise you this right here, that time, we can't get that time back. We cannot get that time back. She seemed like a nice young woman. Don't waste your time. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. GTG, the family as always is love, and we out.